cracking, everybody? Got a story for you today. The story comes from former nun and artist Corita Kent. Corita Kent tells us the story about the maple tree that used to live outside of her window. Every fall, the tree would start to lose its leaves, and by the time winter came around, the tree looked like this just spindly skeleton covered in snow. It was motionless. The tree looked like it was dead, but underneath all of that apparent nothingness, it was going through a very deep and intense process, out of which came the beauty of spring and summer. She felt a parallel to the annual life cycle of the tree and her own creative process. The idea that not all forward progress is visible to the eye, that sometimes you need to let go, to appear to be still in order to move forward. Habits that we build are incredibly powerful. Habits themselves are neutral. They can be channeled to put us on an upward path, a downward spiral, or simply maintain the status quo. The idea of, I do blank because I always have. I make videos about coffee. People seem to like them. Rinse, repeat. Never asking if this is serving my highest purpose or engaging my curiosity on the highest level. Is this the best use of my time? Is this creating a spark inside me? Is it making me smile as wide as I possibly could? Video has always been this way for me to explore ideas and cultures that I find interesting. It started with skateboarding in high school. It evolved to coffee and then business later on. All of these things anchored by journeys that I was undertaking. And a subplot or through line that's popped up in all of these different areas is struggling with this idea of purpose. Not purpose in the sense of some sort of religious, what is the meaning of life kind of purpose, but more of a, where do I fit in purpose? It just kind of feels like I don't fit in neatly anywhere. Now I know struggling with the idea of fitting in somewhere isn't unique to me, and it's hard to boil this whole thing down, but this question that I keep coming back to is, in a world that's so connected, in a world where millions of people are just one click away, how can we feel so lonely? Lately I've become fascinated with this idea of connection because I'm discovering that a lot of issues, problems, quirks, weird things that are going on in other areas of my life all call back to this idea of feeling connected, and I really want to explore this idea. Am I allowed to do that? Do I need to make a new channel? How does it work? Do I have permission to show up as myself, or am I simply the coffee guy? Where does this idea fit in with all the other ideas that I explore? See, there's that fitting in thing again. One cool constant in my life is that when I ask the universe these big questions, it tends to be my good friend Julia who answers on the universe's behalf.
Dude, our last little chat was so, it filled me up for like 3.5 weeks.
I was going heavy. I was like, oh, cool, I can do anything I want.
Literally.
At all, it doesn't matter.
So this is what I wanted to talk to you about.
Yes.
I had this thought the other day, and I was thinking about how coffee isn't the most interesting thing about you.
What is?
I mean, literally everything else is.
I agree with you.
And I was thinking about how cool that is.
That was a fun little shocker that I knew to be true, but at the time she said it to me, it was something that I desperately needed to hear. She expanded on the idea in a different context in our group thread the other day. I wrote it down because it was so badass. I support everyone f***ing letting go with the tight grips and seeing what else lands in the open hands. Letting go with the tight grips isn't so different than the way the tree needs to lose all of its leaves in order to push forward with new growth. Seasons are a part of life, and they will be part of this channel. I just can't put it in this neat and tidy box. My gut's telling me that this is a place where I give myself the freedom to explore ideas that are interesting to me that I think will help other people, and approach those ideas not as an expert, but as someone who's learning and exploring with you. These ideas are going to be unpacked through the lens of my experiences and the things that make me me, and I mean, most of us are many things. So I can't promise you a frequency or even a format, but I feel compelled to communicate with you as openly as possible. So many people are vying for your attention and trying to capture what's inside your head that I feel like I owe it to everyone here, since this channel's been such a big part of my life, to let you know what I'm thinking. I will tell you a couple things that you shouldn't expect to find here going forward, and they are coffee brewing tutorials and coffee gear reviews. If I do more of those things, they're going to live on the Cat and Cloud YouTube channel. Alex has been firing up the channel, capturing some of that behind the scenes life at Cat and Cloud. And if we do more hyper intensive coffee specific stuff, it's going to live there. Part of this is doing my best to honor the organization, and the other part of this is doing my best to honor my curiosity, my creativity, and the things that I'm passionate about. So if you're here and you're curious about some of those ideas of connection, you're curious about some of the things that we're learning in business or just being alive, I want to share things that I've learned. If you're down for that, I'd love to keep seeing you on a regular basis. I've been writing a short blog post every Wednesday on the idea of connection. I'll link that down below. I'll also link the Cat and Cloud YouTube channel so you can check out what we've been up to there. And with that, hope everyone has a great week. Stay dialed, y'all, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace. Two things. One, the story of Karita Kent and the Tree I pulled from the book Keep Going by Austin Kleon. Amazing read. And two, if you love the coffee videos, they're not going anywhere. I'm not gonna migrate them to another channel. They're just gonna be where they're at. So if you know someone who'd love them or you wanna revisit them, they'll be right here. All right, y'all. Peace.